Hi, this is Terrace Bradshaw and Jennifer Palmer, and we are here to do your fashion tip, the very first one that I have for you. Now, we do a lot of, sorry, she's ready to go. We do a lot of online ordering these days, and so I wanted to talk about how to measure yourself to get the proper measurements so that when you look at the size chart, you know that the clothes that you order are going to fit and how they're going to fit, how to expect them to fit. So first, the three measurements we're going to do, let's start with number one, and that is the bust. Okay, so we definitely want to make sure that we get it on, hair out of the way for one. We want to get it on the top of the curve, if you want to call it that. And when you, it's always best to have somebody else measure for you. You can do this yourself. Just rotate in the mirror and double check, maybe triple check your numbers. But what I'm going to do is hold the tape for Jen, make sure my hair is out of the way, have her level the back. And again, we want it sort of on the biggest part that the tape is going to cover, just so that we have the right measurement so that we're comfortable when we order. Good? Okay, so number two, that's the bust. Number two is the waist. And now, lots of people don't really understand the waist. What we're talking about is if you run your hand along here, there will be a little divot that goes inside. So Jen is going to find that little divot, put the measuring tape right there. And so with plus size women, which is why I wanted two different body types just to show you, your tummy here, if you're like me, your tummy comes out a little bit. So you want it to sit on the outer part. Don't go up. Make sure that it is nice and level. And then typically you're going to write down the measurement. I mean, we're just showing you how to do this, so we're not actually writing it down. But now you're ready for me to hold the tape?
Yes.
Okay, so I will hold it here. Make sure that it's level. And then obviously, when she's ready, I'll turn around and show her. But I can't look past these sometimes. And then I'll show her and she would write down the number for me. So now we'll do the waist. Now for plus size women, your waist is, or sorry, your hips. Your hips are at a certain point, but the problem that I have sometimes is, you'll measure right at your true hip, but that won't maybe be the biggest part that you need to cover. So when you're talking about, say, jeans, you want to measure at your waist or at your hips, but also keep it at sort of the biggest part that you're trying to cover. So for me, my lower tummy, I had a baby, and that makes a difference. So I have a little bit extra here that I want to make sure that when I buy jeans, it's not going to be too tight on there. So we're going to double check, and then I'll turn around and show her. And it's usually the biggest part within 1 inch to 2 inches of that range. I want to say about 1 inch. Go within 1 inch of that range of your hips, and then that's your number. So good. Now we're going to do it on Jen. And I want to thank Jen for being here today to do this. I don't know that she's done anything like this before, so. So again, we're doing it right on the outside of the bust. And hopefully you can see from there. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna let her hold it. And now here's something that I want to point out. When you're measuring a bra, for example, you're gonna have a bit of the above bra bulge. Now, for a bra, don't worry about the bulge. For a shirt, if you want to make sure that it's a fitted shirt and you don't want it to hug that bulge at all, go on top of the bulge. Okay? And then straight across. And then when Jen turns, now we're going to have the perfect, step forward a little bit. Now we're going to have the perfect, ideally the perfect number. Okay? And now for the waist, again, I'm going to find her true waist. And true waist is that little divot. And when you're doing this, we want to make sure we have as form-fitting of clothes as possible, just to make sure that you don't have too many fabric bulges in there. Okay? So now hold on to that. Let's spin. And have fun with this. Don't worry about the numbers, okay? The numbers are just the numbers. You just get your true measurement. Don't worry about the actual number, because you want clothes that are comfortable. You want clothes that fit right and flatter your body. So now again, if you have any kind of little bulge right in that area, don't go right into the bulge, because we don't want the shirt to come in and sit right inside that bulge. You actually want it to be on top of the bulge so that the shirt fits properly. You don't want it to stick inside your rolls. Okay, so we should be good there. And now let's go down to her waist. A little bit, yeah. Okay. We're gonna go. Okay, and so right on her natural hip. It's a little bit easier to see with Jen, and maybe not for you guys, but I can see from here where her hip comes out. So we want it to be right on the thickest part, the part that's the wider part on her hip. And then make sure that it's level. Oh, and see, I'm a little high up here. There, right there. And that's how we measure. So I hope that helps. And don't worry about your numbers again, okay? Just get clothes that fit you perfectly, fit comfortably, and that you feel confident in.